This is a sports catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather. Ho, there's Joe Cutastrophe. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. Whoops, not today. Not today, Cutter. You are not doing a birthday boy today. You're doing a birthday girl today, and stop beeping at me. Regardless, so this iconic woman is dead. However, her road to being a international superstar at the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome, Italy, was huge, and what she did to get past her problems. So she was born June 23rd on this day in 1940 in St. Bethlehem, Tennessee. Her name was Wilma Rudolph. Born prematurely, she was only 4.5 pounds at birth. She was the 20th of 22 children from her father's two marriages. Can you imagine like big families and all that? Now my mom comes from a big family of 12 kids. A couple of them are deceased now, but anyway, yeah, the big families. Anyway, after her birth, the family moved to Clarksville, Tennessee, and grew up and attended school and all that. Her father was a railway porter and did odd jobs in Clarksville. Died in 1961. Her mother died in 1994 after she worked as a maid in a lot of homes. However, this was the huge thing about Wilma Rudolph and all that. And a lot of people nowadays don't really understand the whole fixation on this. But here we go. So she had several early childhood illnesses, pneumonia and scarlet fever being most of them. And she contracted infantile paralysis at the age of 5, caused by polio. Of course, polio was the gigantic disease that, affected a lot of people. Think COVID-19 in a sense. But regardless, she was physically disabled for much of her early life. She would have to wear a leg brace until she was 12 years old because of the polio. Because there was little medical care available to African Americans in Clarksville, she had to have treatment 50 miles away at the Meharry Medical College in Nashville, Tennessee. Of course, this is the whole thing with segregation and all that people don't understand nowadays. But yeah, segregation happened. And, there would be hospitals for black and white patients and all that. Kind of different. But anyway, for 2 years, Rudolph and her mother would have to make weekly bus trips to Nashville for treatments to regain the use of her weakened leg. She would get at home massage treatments 4 times a day from members of her family and had to wear an orthopedic shoe for a pair of years. But because of the treatments and daily massages from her family members, she overcame the debilitating effects of polio and learned to walk without a leg brace or a orthopedic shoe by the time she was 12. Unfortunately, she would be practically homeschooled because of her illnesses, but would attend elementary school by grade 2 and all that. She went into the all black Burt High School in Clarksville and actually excelled in basketball and track. However, she became pregnant with her first child, Yolanda, who was born in 1958, a few weeks before she went to Tennessee State University to run for them. She would continue to compete in track and graduated from Tennessee State with a bachelor's degree in education. Her education was paid by her participation in a work study scholarship program that required her to work on the campus for 2 hours a day. So she was first introduced to organized sports in high school because, she had to lose a few years because of polio, all that. After completing several years of medical treatments to regain the use of her left leg, Rudolph chose to follow in her sister Yvonne's footsteps and play basketball. She was pretty good. All that. Anyway, she was spotted by Tennessee State's track and field coach while she was playing basketball. She knew what she had to do and all that. Temple invited Rudolph to join the summer training program at Tennessee State, and she did pretty good. She won all 9 events at AAU, or Amateur Athletic Union track meet event in Philly. She looked pretty impressive and all that. She qualified for the 1956 200-meter event at the 56 Olympics in Melbourne. She was the youngest member of the U.S. Olympic team. She was defeated in the preliminary heats of the 200 meters, but ran part of the 4x100 meter relay. Her team, made up of Isabel Daniels, herself, May man, that last name is going to be terrible. Foggs and Margaret Matthews were Tennessee State Tiger Bells. They won the bronze medal, losing to Australia and the UK. Rudolph was happy and decided to try her best to win the gold medal, to win a gold medal at the Olympics in Rome. So she enrolled at Tennessee State and was a pretty good track athlete. So she was a sophomore at Tennessee State and competed in the track and field trials, qualifying for the 200-meter dash and 100-meter dash. So anyway, she would have to race on a cinder track at Rome's Olympic Stadium. So she would be part of the 100-meter sprint, the 200-meter sprint, and the 4x100-meter sprint, trying to do the impossible. So she ran the finals in 11 seconds, making her the first 100-meter women's champion since 1936 for America. In the 200 meters, she set the Olympic record in the qualifying in the opening heat, but in the final she put up 24 seconds. And then the 4x100 meters happened, even though that the temperature was up to 40 Celsius or 104 Fahrenheit. Rudolph would combine efforts with her Olympic teammates from Tennessee State, Martha Hudson, Lucinda Williams, and Barbara Jones, to win the 4x100 meters at 44.5 seconds. In the final, she almost dropped the baton, which would have been an instant disqualification, but she managed to get the baton and overtook Germany to win gold. And she became the first American woman to win 3 gold medals at a single Olympics with her job in 1960. A lot of people did all that. The Italians would call her La Gazella Nera, the Black Gazelle. She would be known far and wide for being an international star due to the first major worldwide television coverage of an Olympics that year in 1960, alongside Muhammad Ali, Oscar Robertson, and Rayford Johnson. All black, by the way. She was pretty impressive and all that. So Clarksville welcomed her back on October 4th, 1960 with a full day of festivities. It was the first integrated municipal event in city's history because Rudolph basically insisted on it. Over 1,100 people attended the banquet in her honor. She was propelled to be one of the most highly visible black athletes across the U.S. and around the world. All that. She was amazing. She would actually retire from track competition at the age of 22 in 1962, which was shocking and all that. She retired at the peak of her athletic career because she wanted to leave the sport while still at her best. That's why she didn't compete in the Tokyo Olympics. She said she would stick with the glory of 1960. Anyway, yeah. So, after returning from Africa in 1963, she participated in a civil rights protest in Clarksville to desegregate one of the city's restaurants. But it worked out well. The mayor said that all city facilities, not just that restaurant, would be fully integrated. Rudolph would actually marry Robert Eldridge, the guy who actually fathered her child when she was in high school. They had 3 additional children and had 17 years of marriage. Rudolph, of course, did not earn significant money as an amateur athlete and would shift to teaching and coaching after retirement. She became a second-grade teacher. She would move many times and all that. There would be 21 books about Wilma Rudolph's story and all that. She actually lit the cauldron at the Pan American Games in Indianapolis in 1987, which was amazing. Rudolph actually dated Muhammad Ali for a bit, which was crazy. Anyway, she was married twice, both marriages ending in divorce. She married a member of the North Carolina College Durham track team, and being there for only 2 years. And then she would marry Robert Eldridge. So they had two daughters together, Yolanda and Joanna, and two sons, Robert Jr. and Xurry, Xurry. I don't know. Anyway, just months after her mother's death, Rudolph was diagnosed with brain cancer and also throat cancer. Unfortunately, her condition would deteriorate, and she would only have the cancer for 4 months before succumbing November 12th, 1994, in Nashville. The legacy was huge because she overcame much bigger obstacles than you think, like childhood illnesses and a physical disability, to win the 3 gold medals at the 1960 Olympics, becoming the first American woman to do so. Like I said, she was a role model and all that for everything and all that. So anyway, yeah, Wilma Rudolph was just an icon, and what she did to come back from that physical polio thing was just amazing. Anyway, I'm gonna do.